He's a really useful engine, you know. All the other engines, they'll tell you so. He huffs and puffs and whistles, rushing to and fro. He's a really useful engine we adore. He's the one, he's the one. He's the really useful engine that we adore. He's the one, he's the number one. Thomas the tank engine. He's a really useful engine, you know. 'Cause of that controller, he told him so. Now he's got a branch line to call his very own. He's a really useful engine we adore. He's the one, he's the one. He's the really useful engine that we adore. He's the one, he's the number one. Thomas the tank engine. Little blue train, he's always there whenever you need a hand. If you need help with a situation, who comes into mind? He's the one, he's the one. He's the really useful engine that we adore. He's the one, he's the number one. Thomas the tank engine. He's a really useful engine, you know. Maybe little, but he's never slow. Stand back in amazement, just to watch him go. He's the really useful engine we adore. He's the one, he's the one. He's the really useful engine that we adore. He's the one, he's the number one. Thomas the tank engine. He's the really useful engine we adore.
Later on that day, Duck took some old waste cars back to the yard. The cars were loud and noisy and obnoxious, and were getting louder and louder by the minute, and soon Duck reached Gordon's Hill. The cars were loud and heavy, and wouldn't stop being a nuisance. "Come on, you stupid trucks," said Duck impatiently. Then there was trouble. The cars were so heavy that the couplings snapped, and the cars went rolling down the hill. "Hurrah, hurrah, we've broken away," they cried. The cars bucketed past Henry. "Hi, Henry. Bye, Henry," said Duck as he sped by after the trucks. "Bust my buffers," cried Henry. Next it was Gordon's turn. The cars sped past him. "What was that?" he exclaimed. "Sorry, Gordon," cried Duck. The cars were now on the main line, but then got switched onto another line that went right to the quarry. "Oh no," cried Duck. The cars shot right into the quarry. "Run away, trucks are coming," cried Percy as he shot backwards and crashed into some trucks. The workmen jumped clear as the cars plunged into the mine. At last Duck chuffed in. "The trucks," he said out of breath. "Where have they gone?" But he was too late. The cars went racing down the mine, almost derailing at every twist and bend they came to. They began to slow down, but it was no use. They kept bumping into each other, causing each other to go faster and faster. Then they came to the old points and went down the old line. Then they turned a corner. Disaster lay ahead. The cars crashed into the huge bank of rocks and came right off the rails. Then trouble struck. The quarry grew silent. "What do you suppose has happened?" cried Percy. "I don't know," said Thomas, "but it's probably not good." Soon Thomas helped Percy back on the rails while the workmen inspected the quarry. Then they had news. "The mine's flooded," said a workman. "How so?" said Duck curiously. "Well," said the quarryman, "it's highly likely that they probably hit that beam that we discovered in the mine when we went in there." It's probably likely that the trucks also damaged that rock wall at the end of the mine, and behind that rock wall was probably water from somewhere, an ocean or something, I guess. And since the wall was damaged, it couldn't hold the pressure of the water, so the water burst through the rocks, causing the mine to flood. Flood? Exclaimed Duck. It's alright, said the quarryman. The water can only travel so far in the mine, you know. Then they heard a huge bang come from the mine. What was that? Exclaimed Thomas. Oh no, said Duck. The gunpowder car. What do you mean? Said a workman. There was a gunpowder car at the end of my train, and it was full. It must have exploded when it crashed in the mine. Then there was trouble. The mine began to collapse. We must evacuate the quarry, called the workman. Duck, who was quick to think, coupled up to a nearby coach. Get in, he called. The workman scrambled to get inside. They evacuated the quarry safely and stopped by the nearest signal box to use the telephone and tell the signalman about what had happened. Then Sir Topham had arrived and requested that the engines take him and the workmen back to the quarry, which they did. The engines chuffed into the quarry. The place was a mess. Everything they had worked for, gone. Thomas puffed a little further and went up to the tunnel that led into the old mine. It was now completely blocked off by rocks and bushes. Guys, come check this out, he called to the other engines. I can't, cried Percy. My rails have snapped in half. And there's too many cars blocking my line, said Duck. Sir Topham Hatt jumped out of the coach that Duck was pulling and helped the workmen inspect the area, and he looked very anxious too. The engines waited impatiently for someone to tell them what was going on. At last Sir Topham Hatt spoke up. He said, Now, after a great deal of inspecting the quarry, the workmen have confirmed that the quarry is no longer safe to work in. And now that the mines are flooded, this whole quarry could flood at any moment, which could put us all at risk if we started work on this quarry again. So later that day, they began to salvage as much as they could from the quarry, although there wasn't that much left of the wreck. The next morning, Sir Topham Hatt had the quarry officially shut down and had arranged for Percy to take him and some workmen to the entrance of the mine to block it off so no one could trespass and get to the mine. And it wasn't until a few years later that the mine had unexpectedly flooded and taken out everything on it.